Let me get the K7 three-piece meal with a leg, a thigh, and a breast. Original recipe.
No good for the side.
Mashed potatoes and gravy and coleslaw, and a large Baja Blast Zero for the drink.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. So yeah, I get my KFC on today, and I can't have it every day. That's because a lot of salt in the KFC stuff. But that's what I'm doing for lunch today, and I figured I'd live stream because I can. Last night I had I had a great night. I removed the pots, the potentiometers from the channel strip, the ones that I needed to replace, and that came out nice and smooth, just like ChatGPT said they would. And I used ChatGPT recommended. It's called a solder sucker. It's just like a pin. You push the plunger down, and then there's a button on the side. And when you heat up the solder and it gets liquid, you push the button and put you put the thing over where the liquid solder is. You push the button, it sucks it right off the board. And that was very useful and helpful. And once I got all the solder off the board at that particular joint, I took a pair of needle nose pliers and grabbed the hold of that potentiometer and just kind of wiggled it slowly out of the holes there on the board, and it came right out. And man, I was so happy that I did that without damaging the board. It was great. And I'm very excited. I can't wait to get the new potentiometers and stick them back in, and then solder the joints up so that I can put that strip back in and get that board up and running.
98.
All right, there you go. So yeah, thanks.
Have a good day.
All right, you have a good one. All right, it is time for lunch. Time to eat. I get a three-piece meal usually. Original recipe, a leg, a thigh, and a breast. That's the way I like it. I usually start out with the leg eaten, then I move on to the thigh, and then the last piece I eat is the breast. And I'm usually getting kind of full by the time I get to the breast, so that really puts me over the top as far as eating. So I just park here at the KFC. So let me, I'll let you see where I'm at. See, this is the KFC that I'm at. It's in Wheeling, Illinois. It's right on. Well, I don't really recall what the name of the street is. What's the name of the street? I forget. Maybe I'll remember. But yeah, so I'm really excited. Really excited about getting this board all squared away and using it, because like I said in my previous live streams, it has such a great sound, and I was taken aback by it. Really, I was surprised that it was such a good sound. Well, it's an old board. It's a brand that it's not very recognizable. Tangent. They had a short run for making the boards, and I don't remember what year that the company folded. But from what I understand, though, they made some really good quality pieces of audio gear. And see, I start out with the leg. And I'm excited to use it again and to get it in good condition. Now, there are some things on the board that if it goes bad, I don't know anything about it. I imagine I can just replace each component if it goes bad, excuse me, I still a little bit stuffy on that right side. It was way better today. I was actually able to blow my nose and get all that mucus out of there and actually breathe normally through it for a while, but it does get back clogged. But you know, that's where I'm at with that board. I got another channel strip that I need to pull out, which has the broken potentiometer. The stem of it broke off, so I'm gonna fix that. And then one of the buttons on channel 15 was sticking, so I'm gonna take that out and examine that, where that button is, and see if maybe the spring has slipped or something, and that's why it's not releasing. And then just kind of fix that, adjust it, and fix it. You know, and I'm sorry that you're gonna watch me eat chicken, but man, it is lunchtime, and I really like doing these live streams because it helps me practice talking to the camera, talking to you. I'm still learning YouTube. I've gotten a lot better at doing my YouTube channel, and I just want to keep the momentum going. I've been really thinking about focusing on making better quality videos, making them a little more interesting instead of just me talking like I'm talking right now, but you know, actually doing some B-roll and adding some music into the live stream. I've done it before, or not the live stream, but the videos that I make. I've done the music before, but I've run into a lot of copyright issues with stuff that I've done before, and I don't like dealing with that. I don't know why. And whenever there's a copyright put on my video, I want it off of there as much as possible. But maybe I'm overreacting to the copyright. I mean, it's not a copyright strike. It's just being flagged for copyright. So, but from what I understand, that could change if you don't change it. It could. I'm not saying it would, but sometimes it'll change if you don't address the copyright issue. So like I said, I start out with the leg. And yeah, just eat my lunch. I mean, I don't mind talking while I'm eating. I don't think anything's gonna fly out of my mouth, and if it does, you're just watching from the comfort of wherever you're at. And if it hits the camera lens, it hits the camera lens. I mean, I can clean it off, but it's been pretty slow lately at work. I noticed that, and this is just me talking about my life. You know, I do the music thing, but I also work, and things are seeming to slow down a little bit. And I noticed that one of our salespeople has been sending parts that they've gotten from our clients, sending the parts back because they can't get resupplied for whatever reason. So things are starting to slow down at work. Hey, what's happening? I'm just eating my lunch, talking. Hopefully you're having a great day. Welcome to my channel, my musical success journey. I am Ivan, and I do music. Now, every once in a while, like if you're watching this later, every once in a while you'll see me start talking. Like, hey, hello. I notice that somebody pops in and looks at the live stream. So I want to at least not acknowledge their presence. Uh-oh. I lost my straw. I found it. Well, yeah, I've been sick for the last week, trying to get this sinus cold. This is Baja Blast Zero. Because I really can't do the sugar. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I really have to watch my sugar intake. Plus, I also have, my teeth are very sensitive to sugar, and if I eat sugar, they tend to hurt a little bit, especially on this side. And I'm 57. I'm trying to keep what I got, so I really try to stay away from sugar as much as possible. Sometimes it's hard because I love sweets. Growing up, man, donuts and cookies and cake and candy and everything like that, I used to like eating that stuff. It's probably why I got to be over 400 pounds. I'm down to like 330, 32 pounds. Kind of fluctuates. Goes between 330, 332. But so I watch a lot of like politics videos, and I noticed that the algorithm always sends that to me, and very little of music stuff, which is kind of frustrating because I do like watching live streams of music, but I do have a few live streams that I follow or I subscribe to. One is the Maple Leaf Bar down in New Orleans. They have a live stream every night, and it's great. I'll be at home. Me and my wife will be sitting watching the YouTube, and I'll see that they have a live stream, and I'll go and we'll check it out and just have it on in the background. We sit there and visit with each other, talk to each other, which is funny. We visit with each other because we both have full-time jobs, and we both travel at least an hour away from our home to that job. So we're gone for the majority of the day, and the only time we see each other is in the evening. But then if I have band practice or I'm busy doing something in the studio, we don't really have time to like talk and just hang out. You know, before when I was when we first started, when we first got together, I was only working part-time, so we had a lot of time, and she was only working part-time. She had lost her job and was always working like part-time gigs or temporary gigs. And then once we both went full-time, the time that we have together is so limited. But we do enjoy each other's company. At least I enjoy her company. But I'm so, how would I say, I'm not really confident in my ability to, how do I say, keep somebody's attention, I guess you'd say. So I always feel like I guess it's a confidence thing. I always feel like I need to make sure that that other person is still wanting to hear me talk or hang out with me. I don't know. That's just me. It's a confidence thing, I guess. But everything seems to be really cool. Like I said, I have the best wife. Over the weekend, she bought me some lighting for the studio because she sees the videos that I watch on, you know, how to create these videos and what's the best way to go about it. And so she's making an effort to make my life better and make my YouTube channel more interesting for people and more appealing, I guess. But I did a live stream Sunday night that has those lights in the background, which is really cool. They're like big, tall, they're like 5 foot tall lights that, you know, you can change the way they look and everything. But yeah. But I do watch a lot of political videos because I like to follow what's going on in the world, especially if it has to do with me and my life and people's lives around me. So a lot of those political shows end up in my feed from YouTube because of the algorithm. I guess they see that I'm interested in that stuff. So, but I'm also I like the music stuff, so I try to balance my viewing of music and those news programs or commentary programs, I guess you'd say, so that there's a nice balance of things that are coming to me from the algorithm. And sometimes it works, sometimes I don't. I have to scroll pretty far down there in order to see it. But this is my lunch hour. I get an hour for lunch every day. And then I'll start off on the second half. I usually end up, not always, but I usually end up on the northwest suburbs of Chicago. That's usually where I take my lunch. And then after lunch, I head into the city because I have some stops in the city of Chicago. And then after lunch, I do those stops. And then I go back to Bearing headquarters after I get done in the city. And that's my day. And I wait there, and if they have anything else, they'll send me to deliver something locally around Broadview. And if not, I just sit there and I'll watch videos on my phone. I usually watch educational videos, you know, how-to stuff, you know. I really enjoy learning new things. So I can't complain about my job and my work, and I can't complain about my life. I have a good life. And the people that come and watch my videos, I really appreciate it. I think that, you know, the music, especially the music part is the best part. You know, these talking head videos when I'm sitting here eating my lunch talking to you, not so much. But I do them anyways because it's good practice, and I want to get better at talking to the camera. I notice in my videos I'm still saying a lot, and I'm trying to not say a lot. I'm trying to do a little bit of pauses instead of saying but those are habits that need to be broken, and the only way to break them is by practicing. So the video I did Sunday, I played this Epiphone Les Paul guitar that I got from a relative. Bought it from the relative, and it sounds really good, looks really good, plays great. I don't know. I just enjoy the whole thing. Making the videos, doing the live streams, playing music, being in a band, collaborating with Mitch, collaborating with other bands, especially when I live stream their music, which is great. Now maybe this was a bad idea. Should have ate my lunch and then live stream. Ow! But when you're limited on time, you do what you can. I watched the video today about getting a good sound for a live band performance, and the dude used just like this little Zoom like recorder. It had 4 inputs, but then it had an expander that you could put on top of it, so you could get 6 inputs all at the same time. And then you record it to an SD card, you throw it in your computer, you upload it into your computer, and then you could edit it post record to sync it up with a video if you make video. And he said that's a great way to get great sound. And I never thought about using something like that. I mean, and it is very portable. It wasn't much bigger than a cell phone. And, you know, it's probably about, I don't know, 4 times as thick as a cell phone. But it was like, the dimensions of it wasn't very big at all. But it was made by Zoom. I didn't price it, but I just watched the video and I thought it was interesting that that's what he used to get a good sound. And he played a video that he made while he recorded the sound, and it sounded really good. So I'm like, wow, okay. Very portable, very inexpensive way to record your band live in a video shoot, which I thought was great. So it's a little after noon. I usually take my lunch around 11:30, noon. It varies depending on how many stops I have. But ooh, yeah. Good stuff. What is going on? Having my lunch, doing a live stream. You want to chat? We can chat. You just want to check out me eating my chicken? That's fine too. All right, leg is down. It's time for the thigh. Here's how I operate the thigh. I usually do the crust first. And then I work on the meat. The Halo Moon right now, we're kind of on a little hiatus. I haven't heard from Mitch. Usually he texts me or whatever, hey, practice tonight. But I haven't heard from him. But he has said that he's getting a new furnace installed at his house because his furnace went out. And it's starting to get cold, so it's a good idea to get that furnace going. He said they were coming sometime this week, so maybe they're there right now, which is why I haven't heard from them. If not, I'll go home and I think I'll pull that other channel strip out and get that other one ready so that when when the potentiometers come in, that I can just put them right in, put it all back together, and throw it back in the board, and be up and running. That's the plan, anyway. We'll see how it goes. So the thing about eating chicken, man, it makes my fingers all sticky and it irritates me. I don't know why, but it always has. It's a pretty nice day today. Sun is shining. Got some wispy clouds in the sky. The majority of the sky is blue. It's probably about 62 degrees out. I'm not sure 100% on that, but probably about 62 degrees. No rain. Just a slight breeze. Just very comfortable. I'm really starting to love fall. Summertime used to be my season. Spring. I like fall better than I like spring. Because spring seems to be a little bit wet. Whereas fall seems to be a little bit drier, a little bit warmer. You know, you get into like late October, it starts to really cool down. And then when you hit November, that's when the possibility of snow and sleet and all other good yucky stuff. So I think September and October are my best months now that I'm older. I also been thinking about changing the my annual cookout / music fest to July 4th weekend instead of Memorial Day weekend, because this past Memorial Day, man, it was just cold. The previous Memorial Day, it was beautiful, but this past one was really cold. So I think if I do 4th of July weekend for the cookout, the weather seems to be a little more stable as far as like temperature and rainy or whatever. Usually in July it's pretty dry and the temperature is a decent temperature. Sometimes it can be very warm though. So man, I don't know when I should do this or if I should change it, but it's been the last 3 years, it's been Memorial Day weekend. I've had good turnout. Even with the cool weather, we had a good turnout. On this past year, I live streamed it, but one of the bands did cover songs, and I got copyright strike for the songs. So instead of removing just the songs that were, I didn't know how to do it at the time. I do now. Instead of just removing the songs that were copyrighted, because there was some original material in there too, I could have just edited it out and kept all the footage, but instead I deleted all that footage, and it was like 6-7 hours worth of music gone. So that was very disappointing, but this is what I do on my lunchtime. I think about all the stuff that I'm doing, things that I want to do, things that I could be doing rather than working. Tomorrow I'll be off. I've got doctor's appointments in the morning. And these are just my checkups, my regular checkups. I go see my endocrinologist tomorrow. Dr. Pazuki, he's a good guy. And then when I get done at the doctor, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably something back at the studio. That's what I like to do. You know that. Now, I didn't name this live stream, but I will later on. So if you watch this live stream later and you get to this point, can you please leave a comment like where you're watching from and maybe just your first name or something, just so I have an idea of who watches the live stream. Even if you're, a local friend of mine. You can post something. Just so I know who comes in and is it just friends of mine who tune in, or is it people who I don't know? Just some random person tunes in? Oop. I think that would be really helpful to know. I guess. Maybe not. Maybe I should not care. Just do it. Alright, so the thigh is done. I think it was a mistake to do this. Eat my lunch in front of you while I'm doing the live stream. I think it was a mistake, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm just a regular guy doing my thing, who really likes music and loves to play it. I like to record it. I like working with bands. I did those live streams with Subsist and Black Sunrise. I had a blast. It was a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. It was a lot of work, but totally worth it. Oh man. I don't know if it's the warm chicken, but make my nose get clogged up again. It's hard to eat and breathe. But made some decent connections in the music community with those bands. I really the only thing is, I'm not happy with the sound that I got. I just am not happy with the sound that I got. So I've been really trying to dive into how to make it better. I'm using my Focusrite 18i20 audio interface with a mixing board. Now I did a mixing board. It's the Mackie Pro FX 16 version 3, and I don't know if it's because I can't hear everything like I should. I can't monitor it like I want, but I wasn't real happy with the way it sounded. It sounded kind of flat, and I don't know if that's because of the mic pre's on the mixing board or what. But I noticed that when me and Mitch did the live stream with that old analog board, which is why I've been desperately trying to get it back in shape, it sounded phenomenal, and I really enjoyed that. So that's why I wanted to use it for the live streams, because of the sound of that board. So I decided to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, fix all the problems with it as much as I could, so that I could use it in my live streams. And aesthetically, it's so pleasing. It looks so nice. I'd like to really get like a mixing desk made up for that board. But what I think I'm going to end up doing is buying a custom desk and putting it in a different location in the studio, because I noticed that where my computer is at right now, on that wall, that little wall, is off to the side of where the band usually sets up. So I had to move all of that. That desk is still there, but I want to move all of that to the other side of the room where it's out of the band's way. But then I run into the problem of it being in the way of me and my wife's living area, where we watch TV, we have our recliners, and we can sit and relax and watch television with each other, or listen to music and just sit there and talk and converse. I don't want it to be in the way of that, because I really enjoy that. But I got to make do with my situation, and the situation is I don't have a lot of room. But if I want to live stream these bands, I've got to take into consideration, I got to make sacrifices in order to do that. And it's okay to make sacrifices. It's not permanent. It'll probably be temporary. But I really like to move my desk away from where the band area is, and make it more like I'm looking at the band, and I can have all my mixing board and everything in front of me, and my monitors and everything, so that I can do my live streams without too much moving of equipment when I do these bands live streaming. So that's a project that I'm working on. I'm thinking, how am I going to pull this off? And me and my wife discussed it last night, and there's some things that need to be done in our living area. I have a storage area in the back that I have like all different kinds of boxes of equipment and stuff like that I need to get organized and condense a lot of it into smaller containers. So that's a work in progress, and I can't, that's something that I do a little bit every day, and then eventually I'll be there where I need to be. But just on my lunch, and talking about things that I'd like to do in the studio. Thanks for liking my live stream. I appreciate it. And if you could leave a comment, tell me who you are, where you're from, that'd be great. I live in Northwest Indiana, and if you're a friend of mine, make a comment. I don't care. Just let me know that you're watching, so I know who the heck tunes into these live streams. Because a lot of times I don't know. I just see a number 1 next to the person on my screen, which is my phone today. But if you leave a comment, just say, you can leave your first name, Joe, or whatever your name is, and where you're at in the world, and that would be awesome. I'm just a regular guy who loves music, and I like doing studio work. I love doing this live streaming stuff. It's been let's see, since I started doing these live streams, it's been less than a year since I've started doing this kind of stuff, the YouTube videos, and I've been recording bands, like audio recording bands, like, you know, for albums and stuff. I've been recording my band, Black Reservoir. They're no longer, but I recorded them, and I started doing that about 2 years ago. I bought all the equipment to do that, and then I expanded into doing the YouTube live streams with the bands, doing the setting up the equipment, getting a good sound, slowly improving as time goes by. But it's a lot of work. It's fun as heck. I enjoy the heck out of it. And if you like to do this kind of stuff, and you haven't done a live stream live stream a band, if you have a band and you want to do a live stream, figure it out. There's all kinds of information out there on the internet to help you with that. And now that I know about ChatGPT and AI, I mean, AI has helped me work on my mixing board that I'm refurbishing. It walked me step by step through the process of how to do something, and I was just amazed that it went into that much detail. So there's no reason to not do these things. I mean, yeah, you got to have some equipment. I mean, even if you just use your phone and you have a computer at home, you could use your phone to video the band. You could use, if you have an audio interface, you could use 2 mics and an audio interface. That's all you need. Yeah, man. But that's what I like to do. I have fun doing it. And I really have a lot of fun doing it. So you're catching me on my lunch. I'm just talking about what I like to do in my studio, the music that I record, the videos that I record, and all that good stuff. Alright, so now I'm working on the breast. The final piece of meat. Woo. I like to people watch too. That's why I'm facing the doors of the establishment. So I got an hour for lunch. I've been doing the live stream since I started, so it's been about 45 minutes now. It's a good way to time your lunch too, because it shows you it's got a timer up there on the screen. But I'll do this for the hour, and then I will be on my merry way to finish my day. But I back to my plans for the studio. I have a big desk, but I think it's too big. I need something a little more streamlined, so it's not taking so much room up in my relaxing area. I'm just not sure exactly of the cost. I'm not sure exactly of the dimensions that I need it to be, but I do know that I want to move over to that area. And if you see my studio, I have a black leather like love seat. It's on that wall is where I want to put the desk. And I have a lot of gear. I have a nice snake. I have a 16 channel snake that I can run all my inputs over to my work area, which I've already got the snake over there. And it's just a matter of plugging it in to the board. Oh boy. And my wife seems to be on board with everything, you know. She just says, you know, it's a matter of getting it together and doing it. So yeah, that's my plans, and I hope to achieve those plans. You know, it's probably gonna be costing money, but that's life, right? Everything costs money. I have a dog. My dog, he's getting old. We've had him now for I don't know, 5-6 years. He's a little Chihuahua mix, and he doesn't like my music studio because it's noisy. He gets all crazy. Well, he's a good dog. I mean, he's a dog, and his ears are very sensitive, and so when I do my music stuff, he kind of goes in the other room. Starting to get a little chilly over here. Oh boy, you're catching me on my lunch hour. Oh. I also have another YouTube channel, but I'm not sure that I want to keep it going. I think paying attention to politics is very important, but I don't know if I should be commenting on it. because I think a lot of it is secondhand. It would be secondhand knowledge. It's not firsthand knowledge, firsthand accounting. So you're taking the word of somebody else in order to comment on it, and I don't think that that's a good idea. So I might just get rid of that channel. I don't know. The idea of the channel, of my other channel, is to try and bring people from different backgrounds, different political affiliations, whether you're a right conservative or a left liberal, and bring them together all in one place so that we could talk about the issues that everyday working class people face, and how do we get together and problem solve in order to facilitate the correction of the incorrect, I guess. I don't know. But see, that's just an idea, you know. Because there's so much divide right now in this country. They say the polarization of America. Well, I think social media and the media plays into that and separates us. Why can't we just be people talking about problems and trying to, problem solve? That's the way I look at it, because people are people, and I think conservatives and liberals are more alike than they think. But that's what that other channel is about. It's called Come Together. So if you find it out there, right now I'm reading the Constitution. Last week I started with the Bill of Rights. I do a live stream on that channel every Wednesday. But I started on the Bill of Rights, started into the Constitution, got on the 4th section of Article 1 of the Constitution, and this coming Wednesday I'll continue with that. But it's called Come Together, and that's exactly what I think we need to do as people in this country, especially the working class, is come together, and let's figure things out, and let's make life better for everyone, not just our side or whatever. But I don't know that I should be commenting on things like that. Maybe I should just keep my opinions to myself. But if I can help to facilitate things becoming a little less confrontational, that would be a good goal for that channel. But right now, this channel right here is strictly entertainment only. I mean, I do this commentary like this live stream right now. It's I'm sure this isn't too entertaining, but it could be. Especially if people were participating and conversing with me. We could talk about things. We could ask questions, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should just stick to the music. Because that's what I do best. That's for sure. And I have a passion for it, that's for sure. Love it. I love music ever since I was a little kid. Ow! I bit my tongue, or my lip. That hurt. Alright, well, my lunch is just about over. So I'm gonna cut the live stream off and say goodbye for now, and see you next time. Bye.